Honorable members, let us pray. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Grant that it may perform its high duty right. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic. Endow members of Parliament and ministers of state with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of government, this land and people may be well and truly served, and that good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people, and the love for the common good. Let the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, apologies for the delay in starting today's meeting or sitting. I got a message from the leaders that they were having press or media briefing, and that we should commence at 11:30. I waited up to 11:32. I haven't seen them yet, but their whips were very anxious for us to have started earlier. But because this message was from the leadership, I informed them and we have to wait till this time. I hope as we go on, they will join us soon. So this is the reason, was at least I picked from the ground. Some of you were complaining about the delay in commencing today's sitting. It's usually not the fault of speaker. Please, that message must be made clear. Those who know me, I come usually very early. The nature of the business. If you want us to be starting 10, I'll always be here 10. Whether there's somebody in the chamber or not, I can come and start. And you know what our rules say. And that will not be good for the image of the house. So please, let's try to cooperate with each other. But if we want to change the time of sitting, let's do so. So that Ghanaians will know, and they will know when we start and when we usually adjourn. Honorable members, there is no message from His Excellency the President. I don't have any formal communication today, and so we'll go straight to correction of votes and proceedings and official report. We start with the correction of votes and proceedings of Tuesday, 6th June 2021, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8, page 9, page 10, page 11, Page 12. Page 13. Page 14. Page 15. Yes, Honorable Haruna Idrisu.
Speaker, thank you. Just a matter of wanting to enhance your referral. I see that the Ghana Accreditation Service Bill 2023 was appropriately and rightly referred to the Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism. Mr. Speaker, if I can indulge you in the leadership, it would be appropriate to add the leadership of the Transport Committee, because this is a matter dealing with conformity assessment, and the assessment is normally done at the port. So if you leave it only to trade and industry, yes, a trade facilitation function, I will recommend that the leadership of the Transport Committee takes part in this bill for us to understand it. In fact, if I have my way, but I'm sure the committee can look at it. When you see accreditation service bill, it sounds more like an education kind of bill instead of maybe a certification bill. But that one will leave to the committee. But it's a matter dealing with conformity assessment, which is done by the Ghana Standards Board, and they will do so at the port. Therefore, somebody from the Committee on Transport should be able to support them if you have no objection, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Well, it looks like you were not present yesterday when I did the referral. If you were, you realize that the referral was for them to determine the urgency or otherwise of the bill, and just report on that. And I give them 2 days to do so. Then after that, we'll appropriately refer it to the other committees. In fact, we had added the leadership of the Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. But your comments are well taken. When they come back, we could add the Transport Committee to the other two committees for the consideration of the bill itself, if it's so determined to be urgent. Yes. I now move on to page 16. Yes, please.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Speaker, regarding the content on page 12, item 7, I recall that in addition to what's contained in paragraphs 1 and 2 and item 7, you indicated clearly that the House may have to decide on complying with the Supreme Court directive. I think it's such a poignant statement that it has to have a place in this record, and not only in the hands but for the votes and proceedings for yesterday. But that is not indicated here. Thank you.
The honorable member is referring to page 12. Yes. That addition, I think, is a very important matter to be added. This is a novel order. It hasn't happened before. And we don't have any clear procedure in our rules to handle such orders. So, coming for the first time, I did indicate that even though under order 7 of our rules, I could provide a procedure as I deem fit, it's still important that the House takes the decision on this matter. And so we should note it as part of the votes and proceedings. It will guide future parliaments. And I'm sure we should also note and put it in the new revised standing order, so that it becomes easier to do these things. Yes, whatever office kindly take note. Page 16, page 17. Honorable members, in the absence of any further corrections, the votes and proceedings of the first sitting dated Tuesday, 6th June 2023 are adopted as a true record of proceedings. We now take the official report. I have 4 copies, a copy each for the proceedings of 9th December 2022, 14th December 2022, 17th February 2023, and 9th March 2023. I hope members have their copies. So we'll start with that of the 9th December 2022. Any corrections? Yes, Honorable Member. Is it Kwadaso?
Yes, please. Honorable Speaker, on column 33, the second paragraph, the 7th line, this is a minor correction. Therefore, the request was for the EC to appear before a committee of the whole. Last thing, it should be the committee of the whole. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Member. Table office, please draw the attention of Hansard. It should be the committee of the whole, not a committee.
Then column 54, under 4.1, response to questions, 4.2, evaluation of the nominees' judgments, commercial court. And I think 2 prepositions are missing. So it should be evaluation of the nominees' judgments of the commercial court to make it a bit more sensible.
Yes, Chairman of the committee is available. I'm sure you got the point he's raising, which is 4.2. It's a heading. Evaluation of the nominees' judgments, commercial court. That's the heading. And he's saying we should insert after judgments of
the commercial court.
Well, I think the proposal is right. Like, court, judgment is just, but that is not the case. So please kindly insert of the commercial court.
saw from my official report that from column 60, it moves to column 77. It moves to column 77. I don't know whether it is only mine or other members.
Because I have all the other columns.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes. You may not be alone, but honorable members, the official report of 9 December 2020 of proceedings. We now move to the official report of Friday, 17 February 2020. Any corrections? Any corrections? The official report of Wednesday, 14th December 2020. The absence of any corrections, the official report as the true record of proceedings. We take the last one, the official report of 9th March 2023. Any
An honorable member, Mr. Speaker, is warming up. So this is the time that I'm seeing this.
column
31.
31.
Yeah.
Yes.
The last sentence there, you see an honorable member, Mr. Speaker.
I think that the comments by members. So either you say you can't even use noise because if you say noise, then there's disorder. Usually you say uproar. And the president, speaker, he's warming up. I don't know. I think that everything is captured. Once you can even identify the member.
a similar one on column 32. Column 32. You also see
Yes, honorable members, you now understand why the delay. I don't know how this will be reported. But that is Parliament was not recruiting staff. And so we had to recruit staff recently. And the clerk thought it wise to always have additional editing. That's why there is a delay. So let's take time, members, to read through the Hansard and assist the proceedings of the sessions of the House. So we'll take note of all and use the word expunge from the report. Honorable members, the official report of 9th March 2023, as corrected, majority chief of yes.
So that with respect, just seeking your attention. And start off.
Exactly what I was trying to do. I have another assignment that then after that you can go to the others. We have two statements I've admitted, which will be made, one by the Honorable and the other by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. We'll move on to public business. At the commencement of public business, item 7 The procedural motion. Chairman of the committee.
Today's order paper. I so.
Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Motion moved and seconded. There being no question, I put the question. Those in favor of the order paper. Chairman of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Speaker rise to move. On His Excellency the President nomination of Justice Gertrude Araba and the committee's report. I urge the Answer Department to capture the report in its entirety while the Speaker on 2nd May 2023. His Excellency the President for appointment as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. The Speaker, in accordance with the standing the committee sat and considered the nomination in public as is our practice. The referral the public hearing was done on Friday 26th. The Lord Justice Tokonu was known to the committee because a Supreme Court judge. So she gave a brief resume of herself. After that, she responded to questions, answered questions on issues relating to the staff, protest by the staff of the Judiciary. What we can expect of her, delays in reasoning judgments, and a host of others. The Speaker by members of the committee. Members concluded that the Speaker read a conclusion after considering the nominee in public, came to the conclusion that she showed character and dexterity as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. The committee therefore recommends to the House to adopt this report by consensus.
Moved the seconder. Yes. Minority Chief Whip.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I rise to second. Speaker, indeed, the nominee appeared before the committee, and the committee took her through a series of considerations. Mr. Speaker, on some of the issues, she provided her views. Do the best she could in the future, or if this House approves her, to improve some of the concerns raised by members. She offered her views as to how some cases come about and how they are disposed. The last paragraph to consider a law that would determine the remit of contempt of court when approved as a Chief Justice. The legacy she intends to leave, I quote, she says, the last paragraph, the middle paragraph of that, she would want to be remembered for efficiency, incorporation of technology, synonymous with excellence. I think this is also a very welcome offer to improve. About was her understanding of what her role was in the case that if you read Article 8, there's a position in this country where you could lose your citizenship, so a birth certificate that they talked about. And I read Article 8.1. Subject to this article, a citizen of Ghana shall cease the citizenship of country other than Ghana. But this same 8, if you read 8.3, it says, a Ghanaian citizen or possession of a citizenship of a country other than Ghana shall, on the renunciation of his citizenship, to be a Ghanaian. If you read further, it reads in another paragraph, other than Ghana, a person who marries a citizen of that country, his own country, if he thereby loses his citizenship acquired by the, becomes a citizen of you revert to a citizen of Ghana automatically. You don't have to do anything. So that idea that Article 8 provides to all of us have to prove on each day that we are a citizen of Ghana because I've not acquired the citizenship of another country. It's not a proof of citizenship. Mr. Speaker, it might be that it is only Ghana suggested that if a foreign mother, or a mother who is an American, gives birth that you feel to acquire a birth certificate, on that form, the mother would have to prove her own citizenship. Ghana written on it. So the Chief Justice got it wrong when she thinks that the Chief Justice nominee automatically gives you a birth certificate with the inscription Ghanaian. Indeed, there are people who are indeed, the nominee also provided her own birth certificate. That birth certificate, I wonder what she used to acquire a since she was born in the 1960s. I wonder what documents she used the or father was a Ghanaian, and that is all it is to prove that you are a citizen of Ghana. Speaker, singular biggest miscarriage of justice in our lifetime. It's the biggest miscarriage. If you go to the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs right now, you will see that if you are supposed to get a new Ghanaian passport, Mr. Speaker, this is also a proof that apart from the Supreme Court of Ghana, believes the Supreme Court ruling, Mr. Speaker, this is common sense. It is not about law, because the Supreme Court have done, and let nobody tell me that the Supreme Court judges have. And how I should prove it? Indeed, when I hear Tokonu, when I hear Saki, when I hear Osei Mr. Speaker, go and take even the form you need to fill to acquire Ghana card. announced that marriage. So, Mr. Speaker, it is the biggest concern I have. And I believe that to respect the Supreme Court and the justices of the Supreme Court and all levels of the court system. Mr. Speaker, let the Supreme go to law school. I do not have to go to law school to understand that a birth certificate, including her own birth certificate, and I hear people to talk to you. I don't need any lawyer to tell me that my birth certificate, her own birth certificate, is proof she's a Ghanaian. What is wrong? We'll take the necessary step to make sure that the respected justice of the court of justice for them for us to respect. Mr. Speaker, the last thing I want to say is this. A woman had was when she kept saying that she's a committed Christian, but when she gets to her courtroom, she doesn't use her when she leaves the court, she becomes a Christian. When she gets back to the courtroom, she's no longer see herself as a Christian. And I am hopeful, Mr. Speaker, that she will be a better Chief Justice than the person she's taking up. The of justice in the country reached a crescendo and must be repeated. And the former Chief Justice, when a Ghanaian cannot do
on the seat.
Mr. Speaker, we are to approve a Chief Justice. Then we are having interventions about who are disadvantaged, that they cannot be here to respond, that if you could exclude his comment, that is intervention.
A nominee to evaluate, to assess, and to approve by consensus. I will accept that is permitted. But the law itself says They are the final determinants of their understanding of the law. But that doesn't constitute the law. And so let's permit definitely the honorable member did not and the Supreme Court in particular. Yes, references could be made to that. Committee are convinced that she is qualified and worthy of the position to be the Chief Justice. Debate be within this remit, and let's don't raise unnecessary
My reason for my disagreement with the respected Justice Tokonu, I use the part those information you provide. When you provide them, is proof of your citizenship. I've used the form you need to fill. Nothing. So I don't see why anybody would think that the Ghana card is more superior than your passport, your certificate. Mr. Speaker, I've also provided evidence. Mr. Speaker, and I have evidence from me herself, who provided proof of her citizenship using her own birth certificate. If you want to challenge, Mr. Speaker, anybody can even challenge anybody. Not a Ghanaian, but you cannot actually just say that all certificates.
Honorable member, please don't. And the regulation is a product of an enactment, and the enactment that the product of the regulation, which definitely is inferior to the provisions and not say the court has a view that the right interpretation of the law, both the letter and the spirit, you can criticize, but please go to the extent of showing that you can speak your mind on the floor and nobody can take you to any court. But I'm just drawing your attention.
Thank you for the opportunity. I never ask anybody to disobey the Supreme Court, Mr. Speaker. All I'm saying is this. I am saying I agree with you. I did not see the content of the judgment that used any caution. Citizenship. Mr. Speaker, I will abide, but let the rulings of the court make it will be difficult for me to approve Justice Tokonu as a Ghanaian because she has not proved beyond this as a citizen. That they are not, and they are also interpreting this constitution. This constitution makes sense to me. Their rulings must make sense to me.
Honorable members, please. See that the three arms of government are working together for the betterment and respect each other in the interest of the people. Any person in the other arms of government. I know we also here as members of another arm are not to be respected because so let's move away from it. I don't want there's uneasiness between the legislature and the judiciary. It will not augur well for the governance and that. And so your comments have really taken me by surprise. which and the choice of words that we use. That is my worry. And so, honorable member, even though so let's calm down and let's give all the respect we should not give any impression that they've done, at least if you want to do, they do to say things that may mislead some kind of public discourse that will erode the judiciary. One of the foundation pillars of democracy is the rule of law. Please, leadership. Leadership. To see finger pointing from leaders, please. So please, let's hear you.
Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity. Right, I believe this hour is an hour right, Speaker. The heat should go down. But I beg to say, with the greatest of respect, see a carpenter, you should always see a dentist. That is why the whole governance system has been. I don't want to bore you with this matter because you know it already. Article 1251. And we want to be elevated into the Supreme Court. It's very, very the issue of citizenship is a constitutional matter. It's spelled out clearly. And anybody who believes that that provision is wrong of amendment, which we have even the power to initiate in this house. Mr. Speaker, I agree with you. Anytime call it James Jachekwe's decision. We have lawyers of consequence in this man. We know what to do. This chamber is not a review, a place of what has been decided by the Supreme Court. Of privilege, we become a review forum for decision by the Supreme Court. It is my to be proud. Those of them who are very, very powerful in the law know what to do. Anytime you are dissatisfied, because it is not your pleasure for it to sound well to you. The interpreters of the Constitution will tell you a good decision. If you don't like the decision, you go for review. So we are a lawmaker to help you. Yes. So it's very, very important. If not, it will be very difficult. I totally have a toothache. You go to a dentist, not to a carpenter. And a few years ago, you were counsel to our late illustrious president, Jerry John Rawlings. Some critical words now came out from your mouth. That doesn't mean that I referred to and I agreed with those who think that he's gone far. I said yes, he went too far. Dropped it in. And I think that was not in good taste. As a senior counsel, in which I said that when you have a toothache, you don't go and see a carpenter, but you have it's like a chubby woman who said that she can do fertility more than the other woman. This one, you are swimming on unknown water. Go on now. I withdraw these comments. And with your permission, me that in recent times, the power of women have been showcased. We have right now we have another opportunity to bring another woman the position. And anytime we want to play down on the power of a woman, the nation will be not go to school. The men are the ones who are empowered to go to school. It's over. Right, Madam Speaker, I do not have any problem with the scholarship of this great lady. I said she intends to change the face of the judiciary. Right, Madam Speaker, there is a problem the judiciary is facing in with several cases. And when that comes about, it's like, if I not careful, this is the time for the problem of people saying we have so many lawyers and offload serious work that they are doing, and that could expedite justice. If you look at what is happening now as well, because the bottom is coming out with a lot of problems. When you see more is a sense of quality time and the expense of people going to the court of appeal and the rest of it. The consequence that I believe she spoke about, that I believe the issue of alternative dispute resolution has a very important underlying in the normal system to get it choked and overwhelmed. There are several cases that can be resolved justice delivery system. Let's find amicable ways of solving problems. Right, Madam Speaker, intellectual capital of a woman matters. It's not only the body capital of a woman which matters. The intellectual persuaded that subject to approval, if this good lady is approved by this and becomes the very, very well improved justice system to the benefit of all. After all, even we in this chamber are, the law will end in that place. So we should always bow before that sense. I'm grateful to you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Honorable members, anytime we are having a difficult case, challenge mentally, it's not now. It's just that along the line, I think some Beshi came. I think that is that is being done away with now. Whether it's exercise, I will take two more contributions and then we'll move on. Two, not more than two. The gentleman over there, the one behind the Minister for Interior. Yes.
To contribute to the motion for the approval of the president. Mr. Speaker, reference have been made to Article 1441 of the Constitution, rightly respected. Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I was reading in the news a valedictory ceremony in honor of one of the advisors. I intend to make just three comments, but want to remind our colleagues that all of us passing through 2005, the development of constitutional law. And Mr. Speaker, as you appropriately advised, the Supreme Court is the Supreme Court or the courts are servants of the legislature. We make the law. They are to interpret the law. This is ambiguous. The law, they are supposed to be guided by the words the legislature uses, that members of parliament use. It is the policy and ability to create a judgment. If you do not find the judgment, I still recall, and I go to the report of the appointments to whom? Independence from what? And independence from whom? That is a test judge other in the normative sense. What is the perception and thinking of Ghanaian citizens of? Do they think that they are reference in this judgment when the Honorable Minority Leader was asking for the reasoned judgment in the Parliament? Are we not free to criticize the Judiciary Supreme Court of Ghana that did they construe the words before wrong before filing nominations cannot be the same thing as at the time of elections, but the legislature make the law. Mr. Speaker, you swore in a member of Parliament for Kumao. At what material time, Mr. Speaker, did you administer the oath of allegiance? Was it at the time of filing or at the time of election, or when he swore in this chamber to be to in some countries, when you express the intention that you have denounced your citizenship, even the next hour, you are no longer a citizen of him to have a final declaration of it by way of certificate. We leave it to their judgment. But this is what we're saying. We take those decisions. If COVID affected those administrative processes, must he suffer injustice because of it? When COVID was not, you should not exceed 11. But Mr. Speaker, Justice Arabato Kuno promotion to the Supreme Court that beyond Justice Theodora Wood, beyond Justice Sophia Akufu, at the highest level of government and the highest influence by the political elite. This is important for her. But Mr. Speaker, I need a copy of Mr. Speaker, may I request Justice of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, and I'm referring you to Article 158 of the 1992 I know the effort of Justice Sophia Akufu in this matter, but none of them have been able to achieve and for the record, Hansard to capture scene. It reads, the Judicial Council shall act by constitutional instrument, make regulations prescribing the terms and conditions when you read this report, the chairman of the committee captures it in his report when he expresses concern about the court is not sitting and you are still holding to that liberty. How are you going to compensate for that liberty? We must work to avoid pay policy for parliamentary service improved under you, improving on the work of Professor Michael Quay, revising CI when she assumes office must give proper attention to Article 1582 of the Constitution. That this constitutional instrument, Mr. Speaker, comes to Parliament, like what you have done in the past for parliamentary service. Of the judicial service, as captured by the chairman of the committee on appointment. This is the only you were threatening if you see you lose, because the constitutional instrument has not walked its journey in this house, and I believe that she is very of cases. But Mr. Speaker, again, the Supreme Court is not above our criticism in this house. How come and in some cases they are not? When you talk about the matter involving ratification of mineral is the Supreme Court sleeping on those matters? They must be seen acting with the same interest and enthusiasm and with the same executive have been given even to non-Ghanaians. That has not been ratified. You have to come to it. E-levy, our matter is no, cannot be acting, selecting and choosing which matters they must act with speed. No, that does not assure us of confidence in affecting all of us. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate her. I believe that, as the report says, education she promised will be part of her attention. But, Mr. Speaker, we say that we are not satisfied with and it is within our rights to be critical of them that they did not consider the context and the environment in which they took those. You read cross. It says that look for the secondary meaning of words only when their meanings are absent. And at the time of election, two distinct words with distinct meanings. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the committee and there must be respect between us and them. And I believe that your guide here can be very, very useful. That we should limit the number of justices of the Supreme Court. Mr. Speaker, with these comments, as has it's only that if so chosen and recognized by the president, it will have our support. Let's all support her and wish her well. Influence and uphold a judicial oath. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That chairman of the Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. Oh, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The committee, the appointments committee for this report the nominee showed character, competence, and dexterity the law without fear or favor if approved as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. The Constitution has provided us with a lot of other things, inclusive separation of powers, in this country. Mr. Speaker, the judiciary is equal to the legislature and as well as the executive, as the three question that was asked on the bias of the judiciary. I never had the opportunity to sit at the appointments committee. And she said, Mr. Speaker, if I may quote, in responding to the question of bias, show that the law is totally on the side of the party who, because judges are hesitant to act contrary to positions it looks like when a decision is given by a court and it favors, we condemn. We must not be conclusive to say that the judiciary is biased. judiciary. I heard my friend say that a decision of who makes Lord over the whole house. What makes you think that what you are saying, reading, to the other party? Mr. Speaker, when a colleague of ours, Honorable Adamu Sakunde, was look at the basic
Honorable Chairman, there is the one is too on. You are a lawyer. You understand? All into the same trap.
I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker, and I'm guided. The Moro case and Savelugu case, giving and comfortable.
Because I know that even the time I was handling some of those petitions, His Excellency the President was but they did not get to the Supreme Court. We are now dealing with the Supreme Court, and we are dealing with a nominee. Let's just restrict ourselves and see how.
Report. This lady, a 61-year-old Achimota, the Ghana Law School, and then she, Mr. Speaker, when I graduated diploma in international law, and had gone on to reach Master's of Petty Law. Looking at her background, this lady, as part of FIDA, disadvantaged in the society. Mr. Speaker, the one of the finest law firms in Ghana, that is Fuga, appointed to the High Court. Served as 8 years at the High Court. She was appointed to the a judge to the IPES land. Among her duties, one of the things that a number of articles. And that's why I say that she's even more of an academician and has essay competitions. I do not know what else we have to say. Anyway, to be treated to the nation. We cannot what I started by quoting the last part of their report, which the committee has said that she which is something that this house is considering. The ladyship said that the view of capital punishment, but because it's the law, she cannot run away from that. Another by Mr. Speaker, I need your protection. I'm being heckled. She gave a brilliant answer. If she is given the nod by this house. Mr. Speaker, I can go. Thank you.
Honorable Chairman, you are not above her. The normal that are coming to protect you. You were rather drawing my attention to your being heckled. I never saw that. I will give an opportunity, not to you, Honorable Mahama Yarga, but to
Speaker for the opportunity to recognize a lady when a lady has been nominated. Mr. Speaker, it is very he's been nominated for the high office of Chief Justice, number 4, Mr. Speaker, after you. It's about her competence to be the Chief Justice if we give her the nod. Forever for parties to get justice. And so when she said that she was interested in the dispute was resolution generally, a settlement of a dispute out of court know that when it comes to the enforcement of an arbitration award, interest in alternative dispute resolution, the Chief Justice will make a way for parties in arbitration to get expedition of the awards, because these are parties who have generally stated that they are not interested in the traditional court because of the challenges that they come to court. One other thing that she stated was also about custodial sentence. She said on a matter, there is no need to put the person in jail. Cases after cases, it is obvious that sometimes have some right, but if you go to the prisons right now, it is an eyesore. People don't even have a place to sleep. So there is no way to put some. When she's giving the nod, we hope that she will continue to prevail upon the judges. Also, in terms of capital punishment, she said that it is so final that shouldn't be the way to go. It is final. Somebody can be shot by accident. There may be reasons why somebody will be convicted of murder, and the way to go. She has done well for herself. She represents women to the adage that what a woman can do, a man cannot do, and what a man can
Well, honorable members, the gender should balance. Yes, the honorable minister for community.
This debate on the approval of the justice nominee. Mr. Speaker, as I indicated, in vouching for her personal integrity, attention to detail, scholarship, attention to detail, personal integrity, her scholarship, her diligence, and her commitment. Asked on what legacy she intended to leave as Chief Justice after her tenure. sentences to a new level so that justice delivery would be synonymous with efficiency. She also the judicial service workers and the to change their attitudes to technology and so change management to facilitate digital technologies to enhance efficiency. For me, as a woman, I so particularly in this country, for our young ladies to also look up to and aspire to be like. And so it is equally important Gertrude Arabe Saba Saki Tokono as an example here by consensus, showing that we all agree that she is a fitting addition to the annals of history. Women can and do excel in whatever capacity they are enjoined to contribute with their
Yes, Chair.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. First, I want to thank my colleagues for
your report. You may want to respond to one or two things.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Question.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the Committee on the Judiciary, I'm ranking, and
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank.
He is our senior at the bar.
Yes, yes, Mr. Speaker, very senior at the bar.
But this me to give him the opportunity, which I won't do.
Mr. Speaker, I'm bound by ethics of the law. Opportunity to continue. Thank you. Thank you. I thank colleagues for their contribution. Ordinarily, welcome criticism of their judgment. But when we are critiquing a judgment, it is expected that should shy away or move away from just criticizing because we agree or disagree. Otherwise, we give room for how the law has been developed over the years. So we should not shy away from criticizing judgment, except that we should demonstrate that not. I regret to observe that my colleague, the honorable member, the chief whip, made an observation. I encourage anyone who wishes to charge any judge with anything done in his judgment he has left or he has visited miscarriage of justice of anyone. Of course, being a court of appeal judge and a judge, then if you look through the records, you would find that he's probably has he's very independent in what it, even if he is presiding, his colleagues room for he dissents. Politician verdict different from the lawyer's verdict, and the lawyer's verdict was giving Amhere. Which the Bar Association has formally honored. That is a good record, and that should be respected. The Speaker, with this.
Members, but please, let's try to appreciate the context is different from that of the US and it's very different from that of the UK. So we should, as much as possible, as partisan politicians, without the judiciary and without the rule of law, we by the federal speaker. Yes, criticize. Criticisms are welcome. From time to time with them, and they try to explain that the viewpoints that they've taken. Whether I agree a particular subject matter or issue criticized, not or impugn of the judiciary. With this, I put the question. AI. The eyes have it. And the House has accordingly given prior to take the chair. Honorable members, we will now go back. The Honorable Member for Tamale South, Honorable Haruna Idrisu,
I need to step out, and I was craving your indulgence. Let us. That is item 6. To attend to some other
mine to indulge him. Since I've given you the opportunity, I had indicated earlier on, and he gave the opportunity for us to do the motion. That's Majority Leader, I hope you are with me.
Mr. Speaker,
We'll handle it in your absence. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for the opportunity and opportunities in Ghana and preparing for the future. Mr. Speaker, I begin this statement with a quote we use it. The quote reminds us of the great opportunities and challenges that new technologies hold for us. The OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation.
Third Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Are designed to operate with varied levels of autonomy. The OECD, the Organization for Economic as machine-based system that for a given set of human-defined objectives make running to secure the future. We need to build an all-inclusive artificial intelligence system. AI is still in its infancy, and our understanding of it in Ghana is rudimentary. And by the time AI was described as a new science, which to methodically examine the phenomenon of intelligence Bray and Suraka 2009. And Mr. Speaker, UNESCO Commission on solving language instruction and even producing creative work. This statement requiring our attention as law and policy makers. Mr. Speaker, artificial intelligence existing in this does both within developing countries as well as between developing and more intelligence are readily apparent. AI offers myriad of potential benefits for Ghana. Of our Mr. Speaker, indeed, according to the World Health Organization, be used for purposes of improved diagnosis, improved clinical care, enhancing health research, for planting and harvesting successfully, and determining appropriate fertilizer use. The use of artificial intelligence by ethical principles and existing laws and policies, because we simply don't understand the artificial intelligence risks. Of ways. Whilst it has enormous potential, it poses major difficulties for businesses and government. Industrial revolution are being debated globally. Mr. Speaker, for instance, who bears the including the heads of Open AI and Google, DeepMind were part of this warning, even though others think AI can be used to weaponize for purposes of even chemical weapons. Adequately deployed in the US and Europe and China, in low middle income countries, Mr. Speaker, there is no law in Ghana even regulating social media, which has become That strengthens of the state institutions and parents to have a role in the participation of children, particularly in social media. And we probably will need policy and law to guide protecting children online based on their age. That is spent on social media instead of contributing to productivity for which they are paid for must also be before children can create, even own an account such as Instagram, TikTok, and others. Mr. Speaker, let me be educational institutions. Is it taught at the primary level? Is it taught at the secondary and university level? All being victims of digital colonization. If we do not act now, the future will be blamed for the future mandated to coordinate and come up with a unified strategy that reflects government priorities and other stakeholders on the use of innovation and attempt mainstream ICT in all aspects of our public national life, leveraging on AI for economic and by HI. Mr. Speaker, human rights standards, data protection laws, and ethical principles are we need to ensure strict adherence to responsible AI principle. Ghana needs to ready itself for an AI future, benefits and mitigate.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to make some few comments on this very important. AI is dominating the media space, and it has in the area of robotics. You hear that, oh, Manfred Methodist girls are developing advantages, but fortunately for us today, the Minister for Communication is here, and I very important feature, which is of AI, which has become part of us, because recently, even in again, the surgeons will use robotics, and these are all part of somebody there's support of AI. Students, I know, Mr. Speaker, speaking to some of the and the answers will just be reproduced.
That is the one I'm interested in. Through the students' process.
That's not the student's product. But to be marking the script and thinking that, oh, this is a brilliant student. But for all you know, AI has produced the answers. And you see regulation and proper law by this house so that left behind. But by a review decision, over 10 affirmed that as a house we had going on that requires Parliament, especially with this new area, to take the necessary steps before we are left behind. I thank you very much.
People haven't heard their voice in a long while. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, by an American hip-hop idol called Drake and Weekend. On it had 9 million views. But the interesting thing is, the hip-hop artists have not released any user called Ghostwriter 1977. So it took the to remove this particular song on the platforms. When it was investigated, this Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering if this had happened to any of our artists in this country. What we're use on TikTok is more money. It's being used now to generate a lot of money. And that's why my colleague member said AI is being used a lot in robotics. Today in Ghana, Ghana Health Service is using Lightwave to connect and link all number and all my information will come out. But the issue, the danger is data privacy. What happens to DT?
nobody at all can just enter the system with the tools the person have, and your medical record will become public knowledge. It's gradually taking over. It has its advantages, it has its disadvantages. Some people are going to lose jobs in certain sectors, in commerce, in economic.
Honorable Minister for Information.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to make is one that needs a lot of attention in these times. I want to commend the honorable member for making a movement. Which they divide into what they call the reactive machines that don't have memory, but when they sort of receive a and have the potential to even do what some consider as dangerous. Then there's the other group, that's the next phase, which back of that, the most dangerous category they call the self-awareness category of artificial intelligence, where these machines number one, artificial intelligence already is known will have an effect on the world of work in the future. The world of work in the medium to long term will be affected by artificial intelligence. And what it means that the skill sets that people are acquiring today some level of artificial intelligence. Basic functions like driving today are being fettered by some of IT skills you may to either operate or repair. And so, Mr. Speaker, I think that academic institutions and industry, my final point, public policy design also needs to accommodate or adapt to artificial intelligence. You go through machines that will scan your documents and start making decisions of which category of service or public policy exercises around digitization, but it's a bigger world that we need to look to. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I agree with the members needs to be content. Because if you take even the discovery of the atom in 1803 or so, sorry, if you read the contemporary literature, are beginning to worry about the potentials. And so it is opportune time for us to start considering the most dangerous parts of it, even as we seek to benefit from its upsides. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I commend the statement.
very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And let me commend the maker of the statement, the Honorable Haruna, for AI, as we call it, is the new frontier and is akin to the age of Renaissance 400 years ago. Officially, through only the Pentagon, the Department of Defense, spent 2.7 billion alone. That's more than what we are seeking even as a country, as a bailout, just to research intelligence. We can predict weather changes and help to look at what plants to grow in what kind of soil. Fantastic. Brain and heart surgeries and internal organ surgeries are being conducted with the ease and with zero risk. Artificial intelligence. Because we live in a world where many of these robots and this system being developed and the Council of Nordic Universities, for example, have issued a ban on assignment out their assignments. In fact, Mr. Speaker, a study was done in the UK at the University of Wales, where essay. It took him 2 weeks to put together the dissertation essay. Used 10 minutes to read 65. So imagine if the lecturer did not know that it was AI generated. This is the threat to even the educational sector, that what is going on in Ghanaian universities with ChatGPT and what is going on, and let's keep that video was a deep fake created using AI. That video was not real. It was a video by AI of Hillary Clinton endorsing DeSantis in the Republican primaries. For a continent that has not been able to even come up with a regulation on data, the that may be a leading light in technology and its legislation, but the rest of the continent is lagging behind. You are beginning to ask the likes of China, the likes of NATO, and the US especially are beginning to develop defense systems on the back of AI.
gadgets, don't jump into the car and let's go. These are real challenges that we need to deal with and face with. Mr. Speaker, but in wrapping up, AI poses to human extinction. And Mr. Speaker, there is a video online of Elon Musk into an AI. If asked to attack an individual citizen, would she do it? She said it depends on the matrices that I black people. That machine will learn the biases of his builder and will develop that, and that is why we are at risk. The AI systems that are being built today in labs in San Francisco and in Beijing. And this is where we stand at risk. A statement by the Pentagon's chief of artificial intelligence. In the U.S. Department of Defense, Craig Martell, speaking on 3rd of May 2023 at the Armed Forces Communications and the ability for us to validate the information. I am scared to death. That's my and Africa. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to contribute. This topic has come to Parliament this soon because all the time of a lot of technologies that helps the world. Mr. Speaker, I took pains recently the Sagranti War, and then 1900 the Yasatra War. One thing was very clear: we had the North map. We just didn't have it. So, Mr. Speaker, if you take the time that IBM Watson was introduced, the chat GTP came, people seem to be enthused and are now talking about AI. What do we mean AI for? That even though knowledge is knowing AI is there, our ability to organize the knowledge, but that should be involved in developing technology, and we should also be involved in using it for the benefit and for good of this country. Always that when there's a new technology, people are going to lose jobs. I disagree. Mr. Speaker, when computers are we using these databases that we can use AI to analyze them, to interpret them, value? That reason that, again, I support the maker of the statement that we need to take action immediately. Yeah, because when we develop it and do it well, this country will benefit. I mean, what is the point? What is the point? In fact, at times I ask myself, those who used to fight in the olden days that didn't have cars, don't have even horses, have been on the ship for maybe 6 months or 3 months. So I believe that this AI that and be able to derive the best out of it for the good of our country. So AI definitely like AI come to do the, we should start training our people to be critical thinkers, right from gain history targeting them. And when we target it properly, train them well, they'll be able to use this AI for the good of our people. With this, we are looking for in this country to make our economy better, to make our education better, and to make our private advantage. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm most grateful, Mr. Speaker. An important statement. Mr. Speaker, this is described as a seminal statement where some policy direction, and I'm glad that the current minister responsible for communication has been well articulated. Artificial intelligence, that branch of computers, presents colleagues have about its significance in the area of medicine, how it is helping not find with human surgeons. You have that solution in AI. Mr. Speaker, we also know because of traditional knowledge, thought that they could not do well with agriculture. Have made them an agriculture hub of the world.
So we can go on and on about the inherent in AI is a threat to even human existence. And Mr. Speaker, interestingly, only 2 weeks ago, the was interviewed. And Mr. Speaker, he himself said that he is afraid of the prospects. And that only US regulation would not help, and that there should be a global regulation. I followed the proceedings, and Mr. Speaker, I was deeply frightened. They even removed some of the U.S. failings in other jurisdictions. There is now declassified CIA files, which shows that this particular Kabul attack in January of 2022, which killed 10 civilians, including but they are raising that for us to really think about the dangers of AI. Killings to be taking place. And Mr. Speaker, humans will be under attack. According to the these robots they are creating will soon have a mind of their own and even turn against human beings in the proceedings. Raising this matter. I hope that this House will join in the global demand for action. It appears some continent-wide policy, and the EU Parliament in the next yes, the concerns about the fact that this opens new frontiers, those are which possess an existential threat. And Mr. Speaker, as politicians, again at that Congress hearing, Congress it seems, and all of us as politicians can really come under attack, where you you are supposed to have said some endorsement or some policy position you have taken on the matter, and before you respond, you know, that has said what you are saying you didn't say. How really do you convince the electorate? Campaigns are I mean, is really going to be questioned. So, Mr. Speaker, it's a very, very serious matter. There are some. So we are harvesting the data of children. So your children are on the internet and you think they are learning, but other companies are children. How do we protect the users of internet and Facebook, Twitter account in our name? We call and call. As soon as you pull down one, you really wonder what's going on. So there is work to be done. We really have to get ahead of the curve. We must think about the future. With the sex tape, for example, and say that it's you, and scandalize you, and by the time you can be too late. So we can go on and on about the threat, and I'm even worried about what is happening in the military space. For making this statement, but I hope that it will continue to engage our attention, and soon we'll see some new policies, new regulations, so that and on the continent of Africa, so that we combine forces with other nations of science and technology. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for your kindness.
Do the leadership wish to make any comment?
Thank the maker of the statement, Honorable Haruna Dusi, MP for Tamale South, for a very important statement. The Speaker, make sure that the policy architecture, the regulations, and all the things that must be in place are in place for us. We are children are protected. I mean, we were here yesterday talking about the issue of data and the challenges with and I saw some information that I thought was I put it back that this must be correct, and I got a reply. Oh, we are sorry. Out. And as I said, it could get worse.